Hello all, bow tie security guy here. Wanted to talk about service leadership or servant leadership. Servant leadership is something that I practice, and it's a leadership style I think everyone should practice because it really puts valuing people over everything. I will tell you that if you value your people over everything, you will get more done, you will accomplish more, and people will genuinely be more happy. One of the other key characteristics of servant leadership is humility. Having a leader who's willing to not only admit they're wrong, but just full on own it, is really, really key to growth and doing stuff. I love that I've created an environment where my team can challenge me and say that idea is stupid. Right? Servant leadership is nothing new. It started in 1970 by another Robert Greenleaf, I think. So Robert created this servant leadership style and kind of developed it over time, et cetera, et cetera. But the core qualities are valuing people, humility, listening, trust, um, commitment to growth, like everybody's involved, and selflessness. I will say that for me, I've had a lot of leaders that did not have those qualities. So the reason I went into leadership was because I could do it better. I knew I could be a better leader than most of the leaders I've had in my career. Most of us who are highly technical decide to get into leadership because we don't like what we're seeing at the top. And if we have the ability to change that, why wouldn't we? So for me, I really, really fought hard to get into leadership. I worked very, very hard on soft skills. But one of the biggest characteristics I think a lot of people miss is trust. And I'm not saying trust your people like they're not going to tell a secret or some sort of, changes that are happening that you want them to keep on the down low. What I'm saying is complete trust. Meaning that I know even if my team fails, that they did the best they could. And then I give them the ability and room to fail. Because if you're practicing servant leadership, that also creates an environment where people are not afraid of failure. In fact, failure is a lot of times celebrated. Like, ooh, how do we dork that up? How can we learn from it? How can we do better? Amazon gives away something called a failure award. I don't know if they still do it, but they did for a while for like the worst idea. Because innovation, doing things differently, and challenging the status quo all come with the caveat of things are probably going to break. You have processes, you have, procedures, you have code that was written years and years ago that nobody even knows how it's done anymore or what it does. When you make drastic changes or even small changes, you can cause a ripple effect that can have a lot of consequences. But if you're doing it with a commitment to growth, you've got your leaders on board, you've got your team on board, you've got everyone on board for the growth journey saying, hey, the way we're doing things is not great. How can we get better? When you fail and you break some stuff and you cause some issues, people are more accepting and more understanding of that. If you're not a servant leader, I really, really kind of hope you think about kind of switching your leadership style. We have a lot of bosses who just are really great at leading management, telling you what to do, but never really giving you the reason why you're doing it, telling you what the commitment is for, showing you how your work contributes to the company. Like literally nothing like that. Most of my career, I've had bosses. I've had very few leaders. So if you're watching this and you're a leader, please research a little bit servant leadership, work on those soft skills, work on those listening skills, um, and don't judge your people if they come with an idea. Not everyone thinks like you. Let's say you're really, really smart technically, and one of your team brings you an idea that's technically foolish. Use it as an opportunity to learn. Walk them down the path. Hey, you mentioned doing this. Do we have any concerns for XYZ? I didn't really think about that. Yeah, I guess that would be a concern. You use those opportunities to teach and grow people. You don't ever want people to feel like you're talking down to them. You don't want people to feel like you're insulting them. You want people to feel like, I wouldn't say you're their friend because I'm their boss first, but like that you have their backs and that you will fight for them. And the reason that I am successful as a leader is due to my people, period. And once you get that mindset in place, the sky's the limit. If your people know that you have their back, they know that they can fail epically, and the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to be like, "Hey, what did we learn? Let's talk about it." They're going to challenge themselves. They're going to push themselves harder. If you want to create an environment where you just tell people what to do, guess what you're going to get? Nothing. They're not going to want to innovate. They're not going to barely want to be there, and they're going to be looking for another job. So please take a moment, look at servant leadership, see if it might fit your style. If you want to talk about it more, feel free to message me. And good luck out there.